Welcome to Tea with Phoebe D, and embrace your dark side to free yourself from its tyranny. Now, this is mostly a catchy name in part because sometimes I do feel like my dark side tyrannizes me. And I'm betting that you maybe feel the same. Our doubt, guilt, fear, shame is so overwhelming sometimes, and I believe our universally human reaction is to suppress our shadows and reject them, ignore them. Like, oh, I feel shame? Nothing to see here, folks, move along. This is not dealing with them, as we come to realize, and they start to sabotage our lives when we ignore and repress them. Maybe we make poor choices, maybe we feel anxious all the time, or we start falling into a depression. But they don't just go away when we ignore them, like a toddler. They don't. Shame, fear, anxiety, anger can all be really scary to face, but the only way past it is through it. So here's a tool you can use. It's kind of a guided practice, guided meditation of sorts. But if you like to journal or you process things really well, writing things down, I really encourage you to go get a journal and a paper, or a paper and a pen right now, and have those on hand so you can write things down. I really like to do that when I'm doing these practices, so I encourage you to do the same. And so just take a couple breaths, get comfy. You can sit or lay down for it, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. And let's go face one of your shadows.
First of all, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And feel now for a feeling of safety or grounding in your body. This might feel stable, warm, or heavy in a good and comforting way. Typical places people feel this is in their legs or heart, but it can be anywhere. If you can't find it, just feel into the sensation of the chair underneath you. So really allow yourself to feel this, and know that if this practice gets too overwhelming at any point, you can always focus back on this feeling, or open your eyes and come back to the room. It's always good to start shadow practices from a place of safety. Now, feel for this shadow piece that's been bothering you. This might be counterintuitive because if you're anything like me, that's the last thing you want to do. If this is the case, you can just bring that safety with you into this practice like a friend, and know that you will only go as deep or as far as you feel comfortable doing so. So feeling for this shadow piece, maybe it's your anxiety or anger or fear, shame, pressure. Just notice, where in your body do you feel it? And what does it feel like? I really encourage you to speak these out loud. Like, do you feel it in your chest, your head, your arms? Where in your body is it? Does it feel swirling, dense, constricting? Does it have a color? Does it remind you of anything? And notice, how big is it exactly? It's good to recognize how big it is, because you'll find that usually there's some parts of your body that don't feel this shadow. And so it helps you to see that you are not this emotion. It's just a part of you. For example, when I feel anxiety, I don't feel it in my legs. I feel it in my torso, and I can feel it in my arms. I can even feel it up my neck. But I almost never feel anxiety in my legs. So just feeling for how big is it? And now, invite this part of you to speak and really listen to what it says. You might feel silly doing this, but just give it a try. Just allow the answers to come up from within you and listen to it with curiosity until it's done speaking. I would really encourage you to write it down or speak it out loud as well. It just helps you to be more clear about what it's saying. I will give you a couple of minutes to just connect with it and invite it to speak and say what it wants to say. When it's done, think about, does it remind you of anyone from your past, your present, society? The voices in our head always come from somewhere. If you can't identify it, that's totally okay. And focusing back on this shadow feeling and how it feels inside your body, I'd like to invite you to ask it, what is it afraid of? And let the answer come up organically from within you. Again, speaking it out loud or writing it down is really helpful. And now asking it, are you trying to protect me from something? And if so, what? Having heard these answers, is there a part of you that can feel some amount of compassion and acceptance for this shadow? And by acceptance, I don't mean, oh, I want you to always stay here, but an acceptance like, I understand why you feel this way and why you're affecting me, and I accept that you're here right now. So is there a part of you that can feel compassion and acceptance for this shadow piece? And if you can, noticing where you feel that in your body and reaching out to your anger or your fear or your shame, whatever this shadow piece is, reaching out and embracing it or surrounding it gently with this love and acceptance. And noticing, how does your shadow feel about being loved or accepted? Sometimes it feels really good for them. Sometimes they really resist it. It's just noticing and accepting, just staying with that for a few breaths. When we really get to know our shadows, we realize that they're only scary if we run away from them. When we shine a light on them and take the time to listen to them, we realize that most often it's not malevolent. It's just a scared little part of you that's trying to protect you and is way out of its depth. You can take a moment to thank your shadow for speaking and come back to focus on your body as a whole. Every part of who we are makes us what we are, delightfully messy human beings. We all have a story. We all have shadows. We all run away from them. It's normal. But when we face them and talk to them, we can start to heal and become who we want to be. Take a few deep breaths into your body, grounding back into the floor and the earth with every inhale and exhale. when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room you're in. And this practice is now complete.
Welcome back from your practice. I hope it was interesting and informative to you. From here, there's a lot of ways that you can work with your shadows and what they need. Sometimes we need to really take time to express them. Sometimes we need to give them a new role in our life. Sometimes we need to set boundaries with them. Sometimes we need to talk to them and ask them more specific questions about our life. Maybe more specific questions about our childhood, kind of depending on what you need. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can contact me through my website for coaching options or information. So you can go to www.phoebed.com. That's PHOEBED.com. You can also email me at phoebe@phoebed.com. And then also I just wanted to mention though that sometimes just offering our shadows love and acceptance like you did in this practice is enough. It's enough to create space, to start healing. It's enough to that they're just acknowledged and they can start becoming quieter and we can start finding answers. So I really would love to hear how it goes for you. And if you want to let me know what your shadow looked like, I would love to hear. I really love hearing what people's different inner parts look like. So you can tell me that down below. And you can, if you found this really interesting, you can also check out a couple of my other videos. I have one on finding your inner badass. You might like that one, or reparenting. You might also I have a video on what my inner shadows look like. And so you can find that one too. So I hope you have a wonderfully messy human week, as always, with our shadows and our brilliance and our joy and our sorrow. So I will catch you later.